Here we go. Well, after, I don't know, a month, we are back.
We've gone now to our monthly,
Monthly podcast.
our monthly podcast.
I'm very excited
We are so excited to be back.
I think we can add a lot of viewers and listeners by going monthly. Less is better. Less pastards, more views.
Well,
Less rambling, more likes, I think.
I I do not follow the logic.
Well, it's illogical, but then the algorithms sometimes are illogical, Raj.
I would
Okay.
just think people would want more of us, right? How can you not like Raj and Bruce, the Pastords? I mean,
So, speaking of more of us, Roger,
more.
I'm having mushroom coffee this morning. So, what the
I don't think I even want to. Seriously, what the is mushroom
mushroom
coffee?
coffee is supposed to help like with mood because it's like hallucinogenic mushroom kind of stuff.
Well, God knows you could be help. You need
I need
help with
I need help with
that.
mood. Now, the interesting thing is it tastes exactly like dirt. I thought it would taste more like mushrooms, like when you saute mushrooms and how good they are.
Right.
It's not like that at all. It tastes like they ripped this off a tree or out of the ground, ground it up with most of the ground still a part of it,
Well, mushrooms,
dried it, then put it in a little mix.
mushrooms are very earthy,
Yeah, they are. That earthy, that's the word I would use
but
for
you're
it.
saying so mushroom coffee is literally just ground up dried
Bunch of
mushrooms?
different mushrooms. So it's like the turkey feather mushroom and the tree mushroom and that's just shrooms. I thought it had coffee in it. It does not.
You know what this is?
Diet Dr. Pepper.
Diet Coke.
Diet. When did you go Diet Coke?
Oh, I do Diet Coke with a splash of Dr. Pepper all the time.
You are just a nut. Your little
Well,
splash
here's
of
the
Dr.
funny
Pepper
thing. Diet Dr. Pepper, I love Dr. Pepper. Diet Dr. Pepper's not has this kind of after anyway, but Diet Coke with a splash of Dr. Pepper,
works.
real Dr. Pepper actually works. So
But Diet Coke doesn't have an aftertaste.
not as bad as Diet Dr.
But
Pepper.
the reason I can't drink any diet drinks is because they have an aftertaste that I just can't abide.
When I was younger, I remember one time we had a friend, Renee Ellenwood,
Hmm.
and she would drink Tab, the original Diet
Tab,
Coke.
yeah.
Tab. And I just thought, oh my gosh, how could anyone ever drink this? Yeah, I drink it all the time now.
Yeah, you're drinking Tab. Everything is
Yes.
pretty much a derivant,
But it's better
derivative,
than
derived
mushroom.
from Tab.
I would much rather drink. You're telling me the aftertaste of that is dirt. I'll take Diet
Well, it's
Coke.
better than some sickly sweet saccharin. You remember saccharin, the
Saccharin, yeah.
tiny little pellets you could put in things? And I just thought,
Oh,
how
yeah,
fun is that?
saccharin.
It was not good. Still
Right.
not good. So, Roger, who is tied for the lead in the AFC in the NFL this year?
Well, they aren't tied. Actually, right now the Patriots are leading. So,
Okay.
a smidge,
Who's one
a
who's
tidge
who's
of.
who's 1-2 in the AFC? Wow. That's right. You guys played one more game. What are you, 11-2 and we're 10-2?
Yeah, 11 and 2, 10 and 2. The two best records in football belong to the Patriots
And the Broncos.
and the Broncos.
Which makes me sad. I'm happy for our teams, but it makes me sad because at some point in
You're gonna
January,
have
we're going to be at
to.
odds. Like, there probably won't be a pastor thing that week. One of us is going to be in mourning, be super
I
sad,
feel like
probably bitter.
I feel like one of us is gonna have a huge mug of mushroom coffee.
No, I think I'm going to be wearing loud and proud Bronco stuff. And you're going to be, oh, I tell you, whoever loses that playoff game, the loser has to drink mushroom coffee or Tab. Can you find Tab anymore? I bet you could in your estate sales.
Yeah, there are people who probably sell old
Tab.
yeah,
That's just hilarious to me.
but yes, that was
So, Raj, what's our song for this week? You picked it. I was familiar with this song, which I don't know what that
I
means.
just moved, so I don't know if
Once
that
Roger moves, it's like he's gone. He's out. It's gonna
Bruce
focus
is
in on me.
Bruce has got
If I
some
leave,
funky
let's
news.
see what it does. Nope, it's
You
focused on me.
no,
It's gonna keep me in the game. This is like audio. That thing we had, was it Audible? that would just tune me out for no apparent
It
reason.
doesn't like me.
It's gonna make me big again. Stop doing it. Song, Roger. Come back.
All right. In keeping with our uh, new approach of the year, this fun song of the week
I think our three listeners
of
are
the month.
familiar with our kind of deal. I mean, it's not like
I'm anticipating that
we've
some
got a lot of
people.
new people. All you thousands of new people that don't know it, we do a song every week. Thanks, Raj.
All right. So the classic song by Mike and the Mechanics.
By the way, I'm Bruce, and this is Roger.
We're Pastords. What's
It comes,
yeah.
comes out of your ear, isn't it? Mike and the Mechanics.
Mike and the Mechanics in the living years. Um, so as was off happens more often than I would think, I picked a song that you were not familiar with.
Well, I'm familiar with this one.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I just wasn't familiar with the title.
Gotcha.
So I always think of this as one of those Live Aid songs, with the, We Are the World, everyone's singing because the kids are singing in the background. Say it loud, say it clear. You can listen as well as you hear. Not, that's a
Yeah,
little off. That's okay.
it's all right. It's the mushrooms.
It's the mushroom.
We can
It's
we
the mushroom.
blame it on the mushrooms.
And the sinus stuff going on and all that. Yeah, so why did you pick the song?
Well, both of us, we're wordsmiths, and so again, when I songs that capture
We're Martins. I don't know who the
we're
wordsmiths are.
we're Roger and Bruce
I
Wordsmith.
I
Mom and
just
Dad,
I saw a big crest with a W.
Mom and Dad changed our name to Martin legally, so but it used to be
Once they
Wordsmith.
passed, we changed it back to
We were the
wordsmiths.
wordsmiths that came over on the Mayflower.
It's just a great. You had blacksmiths. We weren't good at anything except talking, so we
So,
became the wordsmiths.
wordsmiths.
You are a son of wordsmith now. That's great. I like it.
Barely.
Okay, Mike and the Mechanics.
So,
And there was something in that song that you liked about the wordsmithing.
well, um the capturing of a very this is one of many, dare I say, great regret songs.
Yeah.
Um, I wish I had, and that's actually even a fun question. Like if you think about, I think of a song like "Players," "Baby Come Back."
Hmm.
You can blame it all on me. I wish, Sheriff, if I could turn back time, find a way to go back and take back all the things I
Yeah.
said. So there are all these kind of regret songs, but this song, I just wish. So there's a weight and a power to that. Um,
Yeah, and it's that, and it's directly tied to death. In other words,
yeah,
in the living years, the idea, as I understood it, was
yes,
say the things you need to say while both parties are still alive.
right.
And he even talks about, of course, with crumpled paper, he tried to write things down. This is, and by the way, this is in the song, he deals mostly with a complex relationship with his
With
father,
his dad, yeah.
with his dad. And it's like they could never. It was interesting that there's a lot of wordsmithing. Like when he said we end up talking in defense, which is a different language. I'm like, yeah, Marlene and I do that a lot. As soon as you get defensive about something, it's hard to have a healthy, enjoyable conversation.
Everyone shuts down.
Right, right.
So the thing I really need or maybe want to say, I never get to
Hmm.
because defensiveness gets in there.
That's and even when writing it, he can't write it. He's crumpling. You get this idea. He's
Right.
trying to write it. He can't find the right words. Throws away paper after paper.
Yeah.
But he never said what was interesting about the chorus because there were certain things that I didn't relate to, but others that I did relate to.
Right.
But he talked about to admit that we don't see eye to eye. In other words, there was things it seemed to me that he disagreed with his dad on, but they couldn't just agree to disagree.
Right.
We can't just admit we don't see eye to eye on this and it's okay.
It broke the
It
relationship.
broke the relationship.
Um, there's that line again, the power of words. So we open up a quarrel between the present and the past.
Hmm.
I just, we only sacrifice the future It's the bitterness that
Bitterness that
lasts.
lasts.
And I just had that phrase, like we're letting something in the past ruin today and the future.
Right.
There's
It's
there's
sabotaging.
this lament. Yes, I let that. And looking back, I didn't have to do that.
Yeah.
I didn't have to. Um, yeah,
Well, and one of the, this is another thing I thought about in the wordsmithing. He said, say it loud, say it clear. In other words, you got to talk to him. But then he said, you can listen as well as you hear. And I thought, oh, this is so good. I need to write about this. Just
yes,
this idea, the difference between hearing and listening.
here,
You
yes,
can hear someone all day, but if you're preparing your defense, you're not listening.
yep,
You're hearing what they're saying, but you're working on your rebuttal. And I realized, all right, what's the difference between hearing and listening? Well, I realized like when we were in Patagonia, this is what came to mind. We would hear this pop, 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 and then a thundering sound. Well, at first we're just hearing it, but then we're listening to
yep,
figure out what it is and where it is
right.
because it's signaling there's an avalanche.
I was wondering if that's what
So we
that.
saw multiple avalanches while we were in Patagonia, but it started with you'd hear something and then you would listen, you would tune in. You're listening because you're trying to find where it is. So you're
Right,
looking at the French Glacier. You got this huge expanse. It could be on any part of this.
right.
So you're listening to tune in to figure out where it is. And I realized if we're really listening, for tuning in, we're trying to figure out where that person is, not preparing to say where we are. You can
Yeah,
listen as well as you hear. That's I'm like, man, we do a lot of hearing in our culture, but we do very little listening.
and you have emphasized a lot, both counseling. I mean, you talk about like listening involves like asking more questions.
Curiosity versus assumption.
Right. Because I fill in blanks. I don't really,
Hearing has
I'm
assumptions
hearing,
built. Uh-huh.
oh, I heard what you say.
Yeah.
No, no,
And I've heard it before, so I know where you're going.
I don't think you do. How many times we've had that? I don't think you are hearing me. I
Okay.
don't think you are because you've assumed you have these built-in assumptions to what I'm saying
Right.
that you don't even realize that you have. So honestly, Ash, it's like if you're working with someone with how to listen better, how do you help
So,
couples do that?
so your three favorite words are tell me more.
Okay.
Because here's the thing, and I'm the worst defender in the world. I realized in counseling, I very much am a defender. That's kind of
Okay.
I always want to give the rationale for why I did something, why I said
Right.
something, whatever that is.
And
The problem,
once you understand, it'll all
everything will be fine.
everything will
The
be
problem
fine.
is, then if Marlena's sharing a hurt with me because of something I did or said, when I defend it, I'm dismissing her hurt. I'm just saying, doesn't matter what you felt,
Right.
doesn't matter how you experienced me, doesn't matter what you thought. Here's the reality.
Right.
Here's what's true. And I don't hear. So I always say, be curious, tell me more.
Yeah.
And there's a part of me, Roger, that does not want to know more. I mean, seriously, I'm like, please don't tell me more. In my
Right.
mind, but I'm like, but being curious, and then it allows me, another thing I'll tell you about listening is repeat back what you hear.
Yep.
Because if Marlena says, I felt really hurt when this happened, and if I feel responsible for that happening, I immediately want to defend what
Right.
happened. But if I go, tell me more, and then I regret, I hear that you feel hurt
Right.
because this happened. Guess what happens when I repeat it? I feel empathy.
Mm.
I've just said, you feel hurt. I mean, it's just a
Right.
different thing. The other thing about repeating is it slows things down, slows the conversation down.
Good. Yes.
Defense speeds things up. Now you have both
Yes.
parties in this, and you
Of
get it's
course.
called escalation. Just fast. If you can slow it down, tell me more about that.
Right.
Gosh, when have you felt that before? Have you felt that with me before?
The words of James, let every one of us be quick to hear,
Quick to
slow to
listen.
speak, slow to anger.
Yeah.
And it seems like speed and anger
Yep.
and not listening go hand in
And
hand.
isn't it interesting that he knew that way back then? They had the same thing going on then.
Oh, exactly.
In other words, there's nothing new under the
Right.
sun. It's not like now we're in a polarized world and we sure weren't here before.
Right.
That's what James is talking about.
Yes.
Do you realize the tongue can start a spark that'll create a wildfire?
Yep.
Which we've got a lot going on right
Yes.
now. A lot of them, and it's
With
beginning
words.
with words instead of quick to listen. Quick to listen. And I'm telling you, it's hard. I don't know why it runs counter to human nature, but just the words tell me more, particularly if we feel somehow responsible for that person's hurt or disappointment or loss. It's just hard to go there. The other thing that I learned from my counselor was don't apologize too quickly, which is so counterintuitive to me. But here's why. If Marlena says this thing hurt me and I say, hey, I'm sorry, it's almost like I'm saying, and the conversation's
Right.
over.
I just want to resolve
As
this.
soon as
I
all
don't
this,
want to hear
I don't
anymore.
want to hear anymore. I'm sorry for whatever you felt.
Right.
Let's move on. And my counselor said, hey, Bruce, you got to hold off on the apology. And I'm like, say what? I'm like, I thought that was the right,
Right.
you need to listen more, listen more, listen more. And then once Marlena says, that's really all I have to share about that, then you can say, because then you'll actually know genuinely what you're sorry for.
Yep.
Not just, because a non-apology is, I'm sorry for everything that happened ever in the world.
Right.
I mean,
Right.
it's not, I'm sorry you feel that way. That's not an apology.
This other thing that I've learned on the slowing down part and the listening part is for any one of us, and I think so. I'm thinking about like with my wife, Joy, she'll share something. Well, all of us, there are very few of us that say exactly what we want to say on the first
Try.
try.
Yeah. Good
In
point.
other words, she's starting and unpacking. She's trying to understand. So she's feeling a thing. And what I've had happen more than once is where I've started to learn to listen longer.
Yep.
I'm reacting to the very first thing she said, but I've had instances where I'm listening longer than I'm listening, and suddenly I have this, oh, this is what's really behind it. She's feeling this thing here.
Yes.
And if I had spoken it earlier, which I've done plenty early, I
No.
was speaking to the wrong issue. I
Right.
was I was reacting even to
So,
the longer
yes.
I'm listening,
And
the better chance she has to get at the core.
And that's why, so when I teach couples to repeat it back, it allows the next step is allow the other person to clarify. That's the next step.
Okay.
Because when you repeat it back to them, I'm like, that's not exactly what I'm saying.
Yes. Yes.
I mean, I felt it wasn't hurt. I felt disappointed. So it wasn't that you hurt me. It was
Right.
disappoint. And they clarify.
Right.
Then you repeat back the clarification. All right, so I'm hearing that it was really disappointing to you. And again,
Right.
now I can respond not to the hurt, but to the disappointment. Does
Yep.
that, but
Sure.
but the more curious you are, the more it allows the other person to flesh it out, and the less it escalates. Ideally, the less it escalates the thing. You don't want to become a conflict. You actually want, in truth, both parties, if they're healthy, want resolution.
Right.
Where they want to be heard. The other thing that I learned that was so good on my, because I'm Mr. Defensive, and it is a language, by the way, because when he said using the language of defense, I'm like,
Language of defense.
right, that's
Yes.
so good.
Yes.
But what I learned is I forgot what I learned. Oh, I got lost on that. Hold on, wait. When I'm being defensive, it's here's the great thing I learned. I'm back. All right. My counselor said, hey, Bruce,
That was close.
if Marlene's sharing a disappointment, a hurt, a relational disconnect with me, unless she asks me why I did or said the thing, I'm free. That's the word they use. I'm free not to offer a justification, rationalization, or defense unless she asks.
Right.
So and I think I've said this before, we did a 45-minute, trial thing on an issue that Marlena had with me. And I'm making note. They also had a thing called the parking lot where you could make notes. Like if there was something they said that was inaccurate, you can just write it down. You don't have to say anything. You just write it down
Put
over
in the
here.
parking lot.
Put it in the parking lot.
That's
I
good.
never brought up anything in the parking lot. And the moment we're like, well, that's not true. You
Mhm.
said it was 3 seconds ago, and it was actually 7 seconds ago. I mean, you see,
I'm running.
yeah, you don't want to be writing so much it's like the person doesn't feel heard. But in the 45 minutes, that whole time, I'm really sharing her heard about this, and I'm responding to it, and I'm asking more questions, and I'm being curious, and then finally, I'm like, gosh, I totally understand how you felt that way. I'm so sorry that I hurt you that way. Marlena never asked why I did it, which blew my mind. Because I don't know if it's a man thing, because there's a thing called mansplaining. Men want to explain why we did or said the thing that we did. And I'm sure, ladies do too at a certain level, but I'm like,
Right.
she never asked.
Right.
She just needed me to know the hurt that she felt because of the thing that happened. I'm like, well, that is so wild to me because I'm all about the why.
And here's the funny thing. And so I've learned this again in that where I'm learning, the moments where I actually do listen in the way that we're talking about
It's truly awful.
is No more shroom coffee for Bruce.
Hmm.
I'll just go along with
That got
my
dirt in the bottom of the
ugly
cup.
disposition and my crappy feelings.
Okay, I'm sorry. I cut you off. You were saying something important, and now you probably forgot it.
No, it's like no, I'm not as old as you are. Um, the
Sure,
funny
you're
thing,
older.
the funny thing is, I think we feel like the answer will help. Here's what I've discovered. If I've listened long to everything, jo she can be fine at that point.
Yeah, isn't it
She
great?
didn't need what she needed was to be heard fully.
And let's think about this. Here's the other thing.
And,
Unless Marlena asks for my perspective on something,
mhm.
I don't have to offer it. Because sometimes when I offer perspective, it's counter to what Marlena is processing. And at that moment, it's just not helpful. Now, if she says, "What are your thoughts about that?" Man, that just opens the door for that. If she says, "Hey,
Oh,
what,
good. I
why,
happen to have taken some notes
yeah,
here.
why did you do that?" Then I can talk about that. But sometimes our spouse, our friend, is just processing life, and they need someone else to do that with,
Right.
to hear them, it's that thing of to be known.
So I was thinking with this song, then this realization, I didn't even look up to see who wrote the song, but this realization,
Well, I'm sure it was Mike and the Mechanics.
may just been Mike.
I wonder if the other guys were mechanics, like if they did mechanic work ever.
It's a great question. I should have looked it up.
Well, you're very good at the trivia stuff.
Right. Um, but there was some point where he realized the thing that was we had this disagreement about wasn't worth the distance. There's part of the regret was like that doesn't even now I'm regretting. And again, these other songs where I can't take back, I can't go back. These all these things I said, I wish I had,
Yeah,
um, but you get a little more perspective. It's like that whole again, a very common line in songs. You don't know what you've got till it's gone, and suddenly you realize my relationship with my dad was far more important, should have been bigger than whatever that thing was,
yeah,
that disagreement where
yeah.
we couldn't.
We couldn't see eye
And
to eye.
I thought we had to see eye to eye to have a relationship, to have a
Great point. Now think about how helpful that is in our culture. We have to see
oh,
eye to eye on theology to have a relationship. We have to see eye to eye on political
yep,
ideologies to have
yep,
a relationship. And it's just not true. It was interesting, I was
mhm,
reading Jesus this morning in John where he just talked about he's praying for believers. He's praying for the disciples and he's praying for us. And he says, I want them to be one, just like you and I are one. And it's not talking about, I don't think, first time I realized it this morning, he's talking about he wants us to have a unity with God, a oneness with God that we can't even imagine, the same way that Jesus and God are one. He says, I want you to be one
crazy,
with my Father in the
right,
exact same way. And that way, that allows us to be in unity with other believers if we're one with God, even though we have a vast array of differing thoughts
hmm
about life, mission, theology,
right,
political, economics, education.
yep,
And I'm like, because if we're one with God in the way that Jesus is one with God, we're going to love. I mean, I realize it's just we're going to respond in love. And the more loving we are, maybe the better listeners we become. In
mm,
other words, I'd love to know what you think about that. I mean, I'd literally, I want to engage. No, by the way, before this ends, I do have to ask you one thing, which is super important to me.
okay,
Was there anything that you wished you had said to Dad in the living years, to our dad?
really good question. I'll say first of all, because I thought about this, is the one part of the song that you can't relate to is when he says, "I wasn't there that morning, my father
Yeah,
passed away." You were the
I
one.
was the only one there.
You were there with dad. I was there with mom. I was
Hey,
the only one
yeah.
that was there with
Gosh, I'd
mom.
forgotten that.
This is
Yeah.
interesting. Of our six siblings, um, and to be honest, I don't think our sisters wanted to be there at that moment. that was a
Yeah.
little hard. I know with mom,
Oh gosh.
they were thrilled I would be there.
Yeah.
They loved the idea of someone being there,
Yeah.
but that was going to be a little too hard.
Yeah. I don't know that Dad was thrilled to be there, but
He was not.
I was thrilled to be there with Dad since I missed the whole mom thing.
It's a really good question. And no, I don't think there is. Um, Now I do think of the words of the song, Papa, I don't think I said I love you near enough. And I think there can be that thing where you say, yeah, did I say those things enough? Is I um but we also had the odd grace of dad getting cancer,
Yeah.
pancreatic cancer, stage 4, and we knew he didn't have much time, and he knew he didn't have much time. And what was striking is dad was very intent on saying some things before,
Very intentional, yeah.
right? Because there was one evening I was there,
I wasn't.
Mary Lou Mel, yeah, this is one of the times I think you might have been overseas. Um, where dad,
Overseas. That's such an old word. That's an old world word. It's the seas divide us, so we're over. He's over the seas. He's over the. I just love that overseas. Out of country.
but there was this moment where dad, he wanted to say the things. So it's like each one of us that was there, he wants to come right up next to his bed, kind of this, you know, um, blessing of Isaac, and he wanted to give the blessing. He wanted to, and each of us over there, each child or grandchild that was there, he wanted to come down and he wanted to. Um, so dad and mom, I think, were good on that end. And in a similar way, I think I was able to say the things
Yeah.
and even the blessing, if you would, of knowing, if you think about some, there is a grace for as long as our parents lived, we had time. And then after mom had her stroke, and so we know
Yeah.
she's kind of
Right. Declining a little.
in going into overtime. Dad gets the pancreatic cancer. He's definitely in overtime now.
I told him he was in sudden death over time,
There,
which he got tickled at.
he loved a good pun.
Good fun. Yeah. And I was able to say, I think having a celebration of life for Dad months before he passed was huge because I was able to be there and say the things to Dad that I wanted to say to him about who he was. But I realized there's a conversation we didn't have that I wish we had had, that I wanted to have, but I think I was afraid to broach it.
Okay,
You know what it is?
I don't.
Dad, what'd you think of my book?
Okay,
I don't know he ever discussed it like at all. I think he said, I'm proud of you. You got a book published. That's super.
right.
Never talked about the book.
Okay,
I'm just curious what he thought about the theology, not the theology, the writing, the thought processes. I did have one talk with mom about it,
right.
like she was like, I didn't realize how much suffering you guys had in your life. I mean, she was actually surprised by that. But dad and I never had that talk. And I realized that would mean a lot to me to know what dad thought, because dad was a great thinker. He taught us the
Right.
value of critical thinking. He was obviously a theologian, academic. The book was not an academic book. It was a popular book. I came to understand later why anyone wouldn't want it to be popular. I don't know.
But I think I hear in your words with also this reminder for us that's very, 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 um, we like to get some specifics when we're hearing from
It-
people. In other words, like
exactly. Because that's
what
a
you and I
very
know
specific thing.
deeply is dad was very proud of us, and he would say that.
Mhm.
He was proud of this, he was proud of um, there were certain things, but to hear why or what something that feel because I'm proud of you can feel very generic.
Yeah.
But this is even part of this as we're unpacking things with people. Um, Maybe not just listening longer, but when we're sharing, going a little deeper rather than just, I'm proud of you, I admire you, or even I love you.
Yeah.
If I do that with my wife Joy, she's going to typically tell me more.
What
She's going to say,
what do you love about
what
me?
do you love?
Yeah.
Um,
Being specific is so important. I need to do that coming up on our anniversary because I was thinking about today what I want to do because it's this month,
Yes.
42 years.
The
And
50, is it 15th?
16.
16th.
Yeah.
Okay.
By the way, someone else famous was married on that day.
More famous than you?
I think it was Bette Midler.
Bet.
December 16th. I was looking at something about the rose. That's another song that I thoroughly enjoy.
Yes.
Um,
We should do that
but
sometime.
no, being very specific about it, say it loud, say it clear. That be clear about things. I think it's easier for me to say to my son, "Hey, I'm proud of you," but
Yes.
that means nothing.
Hmm.
But when I say, "Hey, I'm proud of you for how hard you work," you're traveling a lot right now, but you're providing for your kids, you're paying your bills, those are specific things that I'm saying I'm proud of.
If I can say, I cut you off.
Well, I'm just saying, like, he did a weld on my mower, and I'm like, dude, I'm so amazed at the way that you
Yes.
can just fix things and you just get in there and do it. And I can tell he's experiencing something positive as I'm saying
Yes.
that. And he loves to, then he wants to explain more about what he's doing. He's coming, come down here.
Right.
Look, I'm like, no, I'm not, I don't even want to see it.
I didn't want to listen more.
Right.
I just wanted
But the
to.
more specific we are, the more powerful the affirmation is, the more powerful the
Absolutely.
gratitude is, the more powerful the love that's shared is.
Right. So
So,
I'm wondering in the song then what he wished he had said. Um,
well,
I just wish I would have.
I think he gave up and he gave in. He said, if we don't give up and we don't give in. And at some point he gave up talking about it, and at some point just gave in to that. And I'm like, or gave in to the
There's no
the
hope. Yeah, it's the
impossibility of
impossibility.
this,
Yes,
the
it's right.
futility of conversation. But he says, don't give up, don't give in.
May just be okay.
We may just be okay. That something good's going to come out of it.
Right.
So I would tell you today, as a fellow pastor, say it loud, say it clear. You should listen more than you hear. I'm adjusting the words. I'm wordsmithing on my own right now. By the way, I'm not crying because of my dad. I kind of have a tear duct that's blocked. Did you know if you have a tear duct that's blocked, instead of rerouting the tears through your nasal passages, which is why your nose runs when you cry, it'll just keep coming out the eyeball. And I'm like, I tried to fix it this morning by blowing my nose while holding it and sending air. Air came out this side. No air came out this side. Oh,
I apologize,
I
listeners,
don't even know what
for
they're like.
that. Too much information. By the way, I don't know if you read, but this is a side effect of shroom coffee.
Is it
It is right.
the weeping left
It's
eye?
damaged tear ducts.
I know because that
They're going to
coffee,
be
the
irreparably
dirt gets into your system and then
clogs things up.
clogs a little pore, the little duct in there,
Yeah,
and then the duct works. So can't open, can't open. It's got
eventually.
dirt. Then you're crying all the time. No, I
Yep.
mean yesterday, I mean it worked great with clients. They're like, he's really moved by this. I'm just like, I'm
I've
damn,
seen some of his most informative counseling ever was due largely to allergies.
and I'm blocked too. I am. I'm so sad right now. It's terribly sad. Why are you crying? They're tears of joy. You're telling me a beautiful thing, and it's just I'm so happy for you. I mean, that's just I'm so happy. Okay. Anything you want to wrap up with before
No,
I can get some breakfast? Because I am starving.
no, I did. Yeah, you had some. Go listen to the song. If you haven't listened to In the Living Years, go listen to it.
And don't wait for your children or your spouse or your cousins or your friends to pass before you tell them the things that you want to tell them now.
And I'll add, because I thought about this morning. It sounds cliche-ish, and we sort of know it, but like at Christmas time, we get so obsessed with the right gift. Words that are specific, that are personal, words of gratitude, admiration, things I see in you, affirmation that I see. You will not give a better gift. And it's funny how pressure we get.
Handfuls of gold and pitchers of silver, I would say.
Right. A biblical reference to these words.
Yeah.
And I think sometimes we get so stressed even on the season about giving a gift that someone will appreciate or really like, or you can't go wrong with saying things that later you'll wish you had said. I'm just saying a very practical
And
way of saying though is this is the season. Here's an opportunity, Christmas, Write a card.
And,
But yeah.
and you're so good about writing letters and then reading them to us. And then I thought, because I wanted to do something similar this year, and then give it to that person. Because then they can go back and see this person loves this about me. This person sees this in me.
And a lot of people do.
Writing
They'll
it down.
reread.
Huh? Well, I've
They'll,
got a whole box of things that I just call, it's kind of like my hope box, but it's like anytime I'm feeling sad, despair, just pull out a card from this person from might be 18 years ago.
oh,
Hey,
that's
thank you so much for the way you helped our
okay.
marriage. We're in this. I mean, there's different cards that I keep.
Yes,
I don't keep
yes.
all of them.
Right.
Some people do. I do not. But I keep some of them because it meant a lot to me to hear from that person, or it said something that they
Yeah,
felt about me
yeah,
that was affirming, that was important.
yeah.
So,
I love
yeah, I
that.
love the idea of the whole idea of gift giving at Christmas becomes annoying to me. I've just stopped giving gifts for the most part, unless there's a fun thing that I see. And I like the Patriot shirt, like
Yes,
at
just
Marco
goes
Mindy's,
awkward.
we were
Yeah.
there Thanksgiving and they're still using the wine bottler opener with the big. I'm like, get the electric one. They're like, you could get it for Christmas. So I ordered it that day on Amazon. Already got it. Gonna send it to him. This is a game changer, dude. You just press a button, cork is out. Okay, what? There's none of this. We don't. At our age, we don't need to be doing that. Are you kidding? All right,
I
so
like doing some things with my motor skills.
hopefully next week the Pastords will be back and we're gonna do the song. I'm thinking about a song that I had never heard before until last week, but it's so good.
Okay.
It's called On the Turning Away by Pink Floyd.
Okay.
It's powerful.
All right.
All right.
I'm game.
On the Turning Away next week, Pastards out.
Pink Floyd.
Again, I know we've hit him, but we've hit the Eagles probably more than once. I don't even know how to stop this.
One Eagles, I think. But
It's